the Tipsy Lime. I'm your co-host, Chad.
And I'm your other co-host, Brad. Today we're going to be talking about the bro code and just how to understand men.
I don't even understand myself.
I don't even understand myself either, bro.
It's a wild life.
Brad just left there to take a bathroom break and
So did Chad.
go sit at the toilet. You know, it's going to take a while because, you know, guys and sitting on toilets takes forever.
We'll start counting down the time.
You know, there's something that came up this past week that is so relatable to today's topic about how to understand men. It starts off with one of my family members, and we're going to go back to calling her again Sammy Samantha. As
Sammy
we said,
seems to have a lot of things happening to her as
Sammy
of late.
is just out there in the world, really like experiencing everything, going on all the dates. Well, this time she meets this guy at a cafe, and we're gonna call this guy the pruny guy because he looks so old. He is so wrinkly. She comes up to him, and he has the audacity to go up to her and be like, "How dare you not reply to my text? I was worried you would stand me up, but you've probably never experienced that, so you can't relate."
Do you know how many guys don't respond to girls' texts? And he's getting mad. Like, what is happening?
And this queen, Sammy, is just like so relaxed. She's like, "Oh, sorry, I was driving over here, and we scheduled to meet at 8:30, so here I am." And then he immediately, like, once she was calm, he calmed down a little bit.
Interesting.
But this guy then started to talk about how he's dated fantastic women this past year, right? And then she was like, "What happened if they were so fantastic?" And he said, "Well, they were too old."
What is wrong
I know,
with this man?
right? And then he continues to talk about how he loves to undress girls and see flawless perfection, smooth skin. And she's just over there. And she works in like psychological services and everything like that. So she's just turning on her psychoanalyst brain and having the time of her life analyzing this guy, basically. She made the most out of it.
Oh, for sure. But it's just, we're all like over here like, oh, it's those 70-year-olds in Hollywood going after the young women. It is people right here in Wisconsin. These men. Oh my gosh.
We cannot read their minds. And Brad and Chad over here, they're boys. So we're going to get some real men out here to ask them questions that all girls are wondering how to understand men. So you know what? Let's bring them on and ask some questions and have them give their answers and advice on how to understand them better because they're very confusing. Can't read their minds.
Hopefully these answers will actually lead to some insight and not just more confusion.
So we have boy one here on the Tipsy Lime. And boy one, what are the turn-ons or turn-offs you think guys or you have?
Being treated with kindness, like not being lied to, people being open and honest with you and not trying to, lead you on or just tell you the things they want to hear. Like,
Right.
I think there's a universal to girls and guys. I don't think that's a solely guy thing. Like, I don't think there's a turn on that's just specific to guys.
What if a girl picks her nose?
I don't care, but again, I'm probably not the normal guy in that sense. Like, I don't really. My pet peeves are probably. The reason I think this question's hard for me to answer is I don't get annoyed by a lot of those things that people I don't want to traditionally classify.
I do have a question out of curiosity. So, for you, is it like a turn on when a girl wears something like sexy in her normal day life, or is it like you want to keep that for the party life?
I mean, I think it's always a turn on when someone wears something sexy, but like that's not, especially someone you're involved with. But I don't have any problems with anyone wearing that. It's to them. It's their choice.
Wow, what a man! What a man!
Wholesome note.
I know, no kidding.
I love it.
Boy one, you are a gift from God. So thank you.
You are a rare gem. Are you okay with your best friend hooking up or being in a relationship with your ex-girlfriend?
It depends on the situation.
What do you mean?
What would the situation?
It depends on the context and when the relationship ended and how it ended. Like, are the exes still friends? Do they still hang out? Is everyone still in the same social circle? Like, there's factors that you don't know. I mean, like, would you be comfortable? And if we flip the shoes here, flip the situations, would you be comfortable with that?
I mean, I feel like if you guys ended things, it wasn't meant to
If
work
we ended
out
it on a
between
good note,
you,
then yes. If we ended on a bad note, then yeah.
But like, what if you ended and chose to be friends? You're like, we're gonna be friends after this. Then what do you do? And then your best friend comes along and says, hey, like, I'm really interested. You know, they're also interested in me. What do you do then?
again, I feel like if if you ended it, it obviously didn't work out between you guys. So maybe it'll work out between them. Now, if this girl or guy is a bitch, or, I mean, that's a different story, and you probably don't want to see them ever again, and especially with your best friend, if they're a terrible person, but, like, if things end on good terms, I don't see the problem.
I mean, well, fair enough. That's like a stereotypical situation. The general consensus would be most people would probably say they wouldn't want them dating the ex, even if no matter how it ended. That's the I guess the popular culture belief, but that obviously changes based on situation.
Well, because that also goes into, do you believe there's more than one soulmate out in the world for you? If you believe there's only one person out there for you, then I guess go for it. But, I have this belief that, there's other soulmates out there. It doesn't have to be that guy. If your best friend asks you, hey, it's not okay, then you should listen to them and move on.
Because that's best friend code.
Best friend code, yeah.
But what happens if the best friend believes there's only one soulmate, but you don't, and who do you side with?
That's a great question. I do feel like if you value your relationship with your best friend, you should support them no matter what, They should come first, I would think, over an ex, unless there's some extenuating circumstance with your ex.
If my best friend wants to date my ex, then I would kind of expect them to, like, choose me over him. I hate saying that. Expectation.
Though,
yes.
That was extremely insightful and actually got me very, a lot of thinking. I can't, thinking so much I can't
I'm
speak
going to start off with
words,
boy one because my brain is already, going through, so much right now.
I can ask you more questions if you want.
No, we gotta keep moving. But thank you.
Oh, speaker. That's a...
I'm sorry. Right now, but if you leave a message, I'll get back to you.
Rude! No.
How dare
I'm kidding. Okay, moving forward.
I know, I was looking forward to talking to my bros, but...
No, we were gonna reminisce about
man,
people.
Looks like they got better shit to do than talk to me. I know I'm a guy and I'm not supposed to show emotion because society sucks, but man, I'm tearing up right now. The only thing that can help is, some frattiness over here, some beer. Right.
And we'll cheers to that. Cheers. Hey, boy two, how's it going?
Hello?
Can you hear me? We just have a couple questions for you. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, first question. Why do guys spend so many hours playing video games?
Because they are fun and enjoyable to play, and we get to hang out with the boys when we play.
The boys! Brad, my man! Also, why are guys more closed off about their emotions than girls are?
Because there's just no need to share our emotions to the public.
But...
I can just keep them to myself. I don't need to bring my issues upon other people.
But what about people who care about you? Don't they want to be there to help you, if you're going through something or if you're frustrated or sad?
Yeah, and they care. They'll keep pushing, and eventually we'll talk. But most things I'm able to be independent about and get through on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like a guy complex where it's does it make you feel stronger or more confident, or it's just you can get through it?
I just know I can get through it usually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Final question. All right. What's going through your mind if a girl asks if there's anything different about them?
Well, we instantly start looking, whatever. We close. I don't know.
What if you can't notice anything different? What happens then? Do you start to panic?
Yeah, a little bit. then usually have to try and guess.
Have you ever guessed wrong before?
Yes.
And what happened?
I got yelled at.
So really your mind at that point is just racing for an answer.
You just kind of accept your doom at that point.
Do you feel like it would be better if we told you specifically?
Yeah, I mean, that would definitely be helpful for guys.
Rounding back to the video games, does it annoy you when girls, like, want attention and so they'll interrupt you playing your video games?
Yeah. I mean, usually it's not that big of an issue if I'm just playing by myself, but, you know, if I'm playing with the boys, then it's, you know,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
nice.
Then
Code.
you're like, you don't want to, you're hanging with the guys. You don't want her to interrupt, just like if she was at girls' night, right?
Yep.
Interesting. Okay. Do you have any last questions?
No, thank you so much, Boy 2.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me on.
Bye.
Yes!
I just feel like we got a totally different perspective from him. Like, he's so realistic versus I feel like Boy 1 was more very in tune with his emotions. It's interesting to see the difference.
Yeah. We have Boy 3 here on the Tipsy line. Does bro code exist? And in your opinion, what is it?
Maybe? I don't know.
What about dating exes? Like best friends? Is there a bro code there? Like you don't do that? Or is it supportive of the best friend?
Yeah, I would agree. I think there's that form of bro code where it's like you probably shouldn't do that, and that's probably the more familiar version of bro code.
Yeah, definitely.
Is there a bro code when it comes to crossing streams? Do you do that? Do you not do that? What
What does that mean?
I don't even know what that means.
If you're a guy, you should know. That's all I will say.
Why do you think that guys, think that commitment is scary? Or why they're maybe not ready to commit?
Usually it's like maybe past experiences that could have caused some doubts.
Yeah, because I think that also in past experiences, if they have had trust issues or been in other relationships where that trust was broken, I feel like that plays a part for sure.
Yeah, no, I think I would agree with that.
Well, thank you so much for joining our call.
No problem. Do I get to find out what Riley was talking about?
Yeah. I guess you could Google it too. I'm kind of scared too because I don't know what she's talking about.
I hope you ask the same question to the other guy.
We should ask them because I've never heard this before.
Well, thank you, boy number 3. Why do I know that?
You know what? When you said that though, I had a vision in my head with guys peeing and crossing their
you
pee or
did.
whatever.
Okay, so you knew what that was.
Yeah,
okay.
Stream. That's what I thought
That's
of. He was
good.
completely unfazed about it though.
Oh, our timer.
Woo! I
right.
think what we have learned so far, if we want to cheers to something, is that guys are. I feel like society also puts these expectations on them to be these fuckboy creatures and stuff like that, but we're talking to some really nice guys, some men here.
Honestly, I mean, not to boost our ego too high, I do think we have a pretty good choice of men and who we let into our life. All right, cheers.
Yeah.
I was kind of going for JB vibes. How do we feel about that?
Mine look okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wait, you got a long strand.
Oh shit.
Perfect.
Great.
Perfect. I'm trying to think of who you look like, but I don't think there is any boy quite like you.
Oh, thanks, man. So we've got Boy 5 here on the Tipsy line with us. What is the cheesiest pickup line you have ever tried?
Ooh. I've actually not used pickup lines.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
So then when I know you got your girl right now, but before then what was your method?
I don't know, just start a normal conversation.
Do you feel like buying a drink for a girl is the way to go? Or do you try something else?
I think buying a drink is a good start.
Mm-hmm.
but definitely would still need to make sure there's like some type of interest before buying a drink.
There we go.
So what's the move then?
Starting up conversation.
Yeah, if there's some conversation or if there's some like eye contact and things like that, like some clues or hints that there's
So
interest.
cool. So what I'm hearing here is that it's all about the body language.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
True. Okay, cool.
Interesting.
What if, a girl comes up to you, like, or, a girl that you know, what is the most hurtful thing that she could say to you?
Probably something about the way I look, because that's not going to change.
If a girl were to ever do that, do you have something you could like snap back at her? Because obviously she's a hoe that doesn't know what she's talking about. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I'm also pretty calm and collected, so I'll just walk away, or not a super confrontational person, so I'll probably just walk away.
Are most men not super confrontational? And if so, why?
Oh no, I think most men may tend to be confrontational. Why? Because maybe they have too much self-esteem, and don't know when to really pick their battles, if that makes sense. But for me, it's like if it's someone, that I have no clue about and they just make a snarky comment, like, I'm not going to waste my time. Like, whatever they say, I barely know them. Doesn't mean anything to me, so I'll just keep
Difference between men and boys, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your
questions.
guy insight.
No, that was so helpful into the bro code, so thank you very much.
Oh, did you want to ask about the stream?
Oh, wait, I have one more question. So, is there like a bro code when it comes to like crossing streams, playing swords / do you do that? Is that something you have done in your past or currently do today?
Absolutely not. That is, I don't know what I'm tripping on, but yeah, that's a no-no. Took me a while to kind of think about what it is, but I think I get what you guys are saying.
Yeah, I think you did too.
I feel like the people I heard this from were
Riley,
just like not
Riley,
normal
the people that you hang out with are like
apparently super weird.
wild.
Yeah, definitely could say wild on that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, boy 3. Thank you, or boy 5. I'm losing track here of all the boys. Thank
Do
you
boys
so much.
experience memory loss like women do?
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Very good insight.
Awesome.
I feel like I may understand men about 2% more
2%, like maybe like 1%.
1.5.
Hey, it's not a negative percentage, and that's all that matters right now.
Right, exactly. All right. Boy 4? I think boy 4. Thank you. Without your finger cues, I don't think I know where we were. To our audience members, please cross your fingers that he answers. Hello, boy 6! We are so happy to have you on the show. Thank you so much. So we just have a couple of questions for you. The first one being, why is it so important for a guy to have a truck?
Important for me to have a truck. I think it's just a dominance thing.
Intriguing.
Just to kind of exert yourself over mainly just other guys, honestly.
My uncle and my dad have a truck. And so my uncle and him are in a competition to see whose truck is bigger, so they always get bigger wheels.
Yep.
So that's a thing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, trucks are more for the boys than anything.
So what's like the coolest truck a guy can have?
Just
A big
recently,
one.
I think Ford Ranger is kind of taking the cake right now.
Oh, okay. Ladies and gents, you've heard it, a Ford Ranger. And then next question, so what is the most challenging thing for a guy when you're in a relationship?
I would say communication, probably. I feel like a lot of the things that I would say your significant other cares about, we don't. And so we just don't communicate that. And things you might think is not that big of a deal is definitely a big deal to others. So it's hard to kind of talk about things you don't really care about, you know?
Do you feel like in general men are more relaxed than women?
Definitely.
That was a fair answer.
Is there something that's worked for you, or just like having making that time to just like talk about that stuff.
Yeah, so for me personally, I know, just gotta realize that even though I may not care, I know she cares, so I care because she cares, not because I care. Just kind of realize it's not always about you. Kind of selflessness, you know?
Yeah. And when you say cares, you mean like watching rom-coms with her, right?
Yeah, little stuff like that. Like, I may not want to watch the chick flick, but I know she does, so go ahead and put it on.
Oh, that's so sweet. So what is the first thing about a girl that grabs your attention when you meet her?
For me, it's kind of two things. It's definitely the eyes, that you see from a distance, you know? And then sense of humor for sure.
Did you say a femur?
Humor.
Oh, humor. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, intriguing.
But just like an initial conversation, because I'm kind of a goofy person, so I kind of ask myself a lot, so.
Oh, that's our shot timer. You want to take a shot with us?
Sure.
All right. And I think we should cheers to some awesome answers and a sense of humor. So,
yeah.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
I did the line before
I was watching you, Riley, and I was like, what is she doing?
Okay, thank you for doing that shot with us. Cheers to you, my friend. After that call, my question is bro a part of the guy language?
I think it is, but I think also there's a lot lacking from the guy language, which is why they need girls to step in with the communication part. As Boy 6 was saying, with the most challenging thing being about a relationship, being, communicating, I think that's so important. And I know people say over and over again that communication is key, but like as girls, we do have to tell guys straight up how it is because they cannot read us in any way. Oh, who's calling in again?
1-800-TIPSY line, Riley and Sasha speaking.
Hi, I just want to say hi.
Boy 7 is calling back here, folks.
No, Boy 7 is not calling back. Boy 7 wants to say hi. That's it.
Oh, okay.
All right, well, hi.
Yep, thank you. All right, that's it. Bye.
Our first call, and it's... Wow, all right. Continue what you were saying.
Because clearly, as we've seen from this call, all guys can say is hi. And so I feel bad that girls, for the most part, have to be the ones to, like, keep the conversation going. Not only that, but, like, tell the guy straight up how they're feeling. Because, like, they can't read ya.
Multiple boys that we talked to commented on how they're relaxed. They don't necessarily care about as much as girls do. And I'm like, okay, maybe are we over caring because they don't care enough? Even in relationships. I mean, we talked to some guys who were in relationships and they were just like, we don't care quite as much, But also, I do feel like it's, I don't know if double standard is the right term for this, but we talk about guys not being overly aggressive when they come up to girls and are trying to introduce themselves or trying to, buy a girl a drink. But then in a relationship, we're also like, be more aggressive, talk to us, communicate. So there is that double standard there, and they probably just don't know how to act.
Right. And also, I think that society has also given, made this whole thing where guys, like, for some reason have to be strong all the time and can't share their emotions, stuff like that. And then when they keep that all in, it just, like, makes them meaner. It's not fair. So I think because of that also there's that standard that, like, guys have to keep things to themselves. I remember Boy 2 was saying that, like, I just don't feel like there is a need to share things. And that may be true for a lot of guys, but also, it helps, like, knowing that, what, us girls, we're there for you. Like, if you need to share your emotions, because humanly it's impossible to keep everything inside all the time.
Right. And I know girls typically overreact, but it's typically, that's not the way I want to word this. How do I want to word this? Girl.
You know what? I think I know what you're trying to say. I think you're trying to say that, like, guys should be the ones to take birth control pills because then you're unloading a gun instead of shooting at a bulletproof vest.
Yeah, for sure. It's just like we have so many emotions, which is why we understand emotions really well. Which is why also I feel like we're really good at helping guys through their emotions when they talk to us. But it's a matter of like, you have to be willing to open up to us. I mean, my parents are in, how many years of marriage now? And it's like, my mom's like, Jeff, just say it to me already. Just say what's up. But I think it's because it's because we care so much and we want to know, but also we're not going to keep trying if you don't also put in the effort back.
For sure. And I think a lot of girls in today's society are in their masculine energy. They're so independent that they feel like they don't need a man or anything. They can do everything themselves. But like, it is important as a girl to be in that feminine energy with a guy. And yes, you got to let him do like the hard work. I like being in my feminine. I like being in my feminine energy.
And if you can both meet each other in the middle and understand that you both have power and you're both willing to sacrifice for each other so that each other can experience that power.
For sure. And as Guy 5 was saying about, having that competition, even if it's trucks, I think that's like prevalent in like other things. And it relates to what the other boy said. I'm losing track, but he talked about self-esteem and how like the most hurtful thing a girl could do is like go for your like self-esteem about like how you look and your body image and stuff like that. It's the same thing with girls too.
Right. And I feel like one of the biggest takeaways from our talk with them is how much society influences both them and us. I mean, they're conditioned to, want power or, like even how Boy 4 was saying, you can't go up to just a girl anymore and be friends. You can't have like that friendly conversation because they're automatically conditioned to assume that it's flirting or something bad's gonna happen. And it's the same thing with them. They're conditioned to be this certain way, and it's just society influencing all of us and how we act.
And I've seen so many girls too who go up to guys and they're just, or actually guys come up to them and they're trying to flirt with them, and girls, they feel bad. They want to be nice and, not say no right away. They're just like being nice and, not really flirting back. But they take that niceness also as like flirting, giving them the wrong idea or whatnot.
It's happened to me before, and it's just a part of society. I think at the end of the day, we all just need to be who we are, but just like, as with everything, take it in moderation. So that doesn't mean go up to a girl aggressively and be like, I want to buy you a drink, or be too straightforward and be telling her you love her right on, 2 minutes into the conversation. But doing things in moderation, and same for girls as well.
Boy 3 was also saying how commitment is scary. And how it's because of their past experiences, which makes so much sense because I'm going to go back to Sammy here from the beginning of the podcast, because she right now is having these things with, we'll call him the latte boy because they've been meeting up in coffee shops all the time. This is different. He and her have been texting each other, and he hasn't asked her out though in 3 weeks at least. And so she's wondering what's going on. He only texts back when she texts him. And he will respond enthusiastically with emojis and everything like that. The reason he's doing that is because he wants to come across as the nice person, and he doesn't want to break it off. He wants her to break it off so that he comes off as the better person. I know. Literally. A playa.
You could also switch out the term with asshole.
Right? And he's like stringing this girl on, and he's waiting for her to break it off because he's like too much of an asshole to do it himself and just break it off right there. And then when she breaks it off, he's gonna be like, oh yeah, I think I'm also on the same page with moving on, and I think it's best for both of us. Yeah, bullshit.
Yeah, right.
But the reason though is because he was married 4 years ago, and I'm sure that didn't go well, and from his past dating experiences there must have been some trust issues, because this latte boy has some commitment issues.
That's the thing though, is we talk about, don't be so straightforward and aggressive when you're just meeting a girl. But when things have been strung on for this long, girl, take your assertive self, that power within you, and break it off.
I know, Sammy was like, I need to take my power back. I was like, yes, girl, you go do it. And also, she was talking to me and she was like, is there something wrong with me? Is there, like, why isn't he, like, asking me out? We have such a good time when we're together. I was like, well, even though you're having such a good time when you're together, he is not ready for that commitment. And it has nothing to do with you, because you don't deserve having his problems get in your way of your happiness.
Something else I found interesting was how Boy4 said that guys talk as much about girls as girls talk about guys.
I don't know why I expected guys to be like, yeah, so Stacy came up to me and, like, we went on a date, and then them to be like, oh, how'd it go, bro? Like, did you get it? Or like, yeah, bro, it was great, bro. And then that's the end of that, like, you know?
Well, with the men I know, I feel like that's how it would go, but obviously not. I think they're a little more talkative than we assume.
You know, human relationships with your best friend, if you're that comfortable with them, you feel like that's a safe space to talk about anything, go into depth about anything.
Right. Do they go into as much depth as we do with
That's the question.
Or is it more just like, yeah, we've been, like, hanging out?
I don't know, maybe we'll have to explore that.
Bro code part 2, is that what I hear here?
Oh my gosh, yes. Can we also talk about boy 1 and how, like, his answer was, like, different than anyone else? It was pretty cryptic, but at the same time it was, like, real. But also I just found it interesting how it was kind of different than anything else. And boy 3 too. Such maturity. I feel like he's, like, so wise compared to, like, he seems like he's been through a lot, or, like, some wisdom, you know. Did he go to like an eat, pray, love type of a thing? Like, travel the world and just find himself? I can't talk.
He also seemed to be much more knowledgeable, I felt like, than other guys on relationships. So it's like, how does that experience affect a guy? And to have the real conversations, because we're never going to change as a society if we don't have real conversations, if we don't try and understand each other. You know, like, we're over here joking, trying to understand the male species, but it's true, like, we genuinely, at the end of the day, want to come to an understanding with each other.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting also how boy 2 talked about how he feels like he's a burden when he's sharing his feelings or problems.
To be completely honest, I understand that because I've felt like that before, and I think that's something that a lot more people just in general experience. And as a woman, my emotions tend to override that, so I'll usually end up calling a close friend or talking to my mom about it. But I think at some point we've all felt that. It's just for men, they don't feel the need to call up their mom or their
right friend. Yeah. Riley, are there any updates on Jim Boy? We are all dying to know.
Do you want to hear the sad truth? I'm pretty sure he has either left the state or left this area, because I've been to the gym 3 times now.
Oh, also for all of you listening, if you haven't listened to our previous episode, Riley was talking about this gym boy and how they've been, you know, having...
He's nowhere to be found. I've gone 3 times. He hasn't been there. I did same time, I just probably wasn't meant to be, you know? Maybe we would have, if he was at a party, something would have happened, but like... Yeah. It wasn't meant to be. It was just a nice boy to look at.
Hey, can't complain about those either, you know?
There is so many fish in the sea, as they say, so we'll see when the next one comes around. I'll keep you guys posted.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's our timer. Oh. Ready for the shot.
So, let's cheers to, taking chances and risks, and to all the 7 boys.
Cheers to all 7 men. I would even say cheers to a 3% understanding of the male species.
Whoa, folks! No way. This is a world record here type of a number.
Cheers.
You know, if we do another one of these, it'll be up to 6.
Wow. Feel free to follow us at the Tipsy Lime Pod on all medias.
Yeah, come lime with us, and we are really looking forward to speaking with you guys again next episode. Liquor might not solve all of your problems,
but it's worth a shot. Have a good one.